welcome back. This is my Let's Play of Metroid Fusion. The last part was part 0.5 because I died and didn't want to play anymore. So this will just be considered part 1, or part 0.1 or something. The math will add up in the end. This isn't really half an episode, so we'll continue from here. This is Sector 1, SRX, if I remember correctly, and this is where I died last time, so I'm taking extra careful care to not die here. Just how big that thing gets scares me, as my 99 health is all that I get this entire run. This, again, is a 1% run, so I don't pick up anything extra unless it's in the way, or if there's a way for me to avoid it. So, catching up to the story here, the X have invaded the SRX breeding grounds, and we have to stop them from breeding so much. Though, yeah. So every enemy you kill in this game will turn into an X, but if you don't get the X soon enough, it will turn into a different enemy. These enemies here are letting you know your limits as far as you need missiles to break their wings there. Ingenious enemy design, actually, because the weak spot's in the middle, so if you wait a little bit, you can, shoot them from the inside out. Good design there. Also, interesting concepts with Metroid, having the X-parasites turn to other enemies. In a sense, it doesn't seem like health or missile you'll never really run out of either, but the refills are usually pretty small. Like missiles is only 2, and missiles aren't really that useful in this game to begin with, so it kind of balances out, considering some of that damage output on some of the enemies. Again, this is 1%, so the damage output's going to be pretty scary. So that was 2 of the 3 breeding grounds. I forgot what they're called, but you're supposed to throw missiles in there, just blow it up and just clear up the whole section so no more X can breed. In that door there, you can either go the correct way or you can use the wave beam to pass through it. Wave beam isn't until much, much later. This is supposed to be a replica of SRX. It was also shown in the intro video how Samus systemized there. Really have to give credit to Metroid Fusion's enemy diversity here. Nothing like Zero Mission. You got a ramming Triceratops, got armored bird things, and then just the concepts in general. How the health drops to turn into enemies if you aren't quick enough to get them. See, if you don't need health, I mean, you still want to go grab them so they don't regenerate. And I nearly die right there because the pirates 2-shot you if you're only doing 99 health there. So you have to excuse me if I'm taking extra special care to destroy everything that gets in my way or looks like a threat. Being cautious is the main point of this run. Even little frogs like that I cannot let escape. I like the background too, and the general art direction. Not quite as cartoony as Zero Mission, but not anime and manga serious, if that makes any sense. Not edgy. So that's either 3 or 4 of them, but there's a few more I have to get. It looks like they've just about infested everything. Little corridors like that makes you want to bomb things, but I don't have the bombs yet. Little baby steps for wall jumping. This wall jumping you don't really need in this game. I mean, like 1 upgrade requires it, but we're skipping all of them anyway. Stabilizer, I didn't even read that. But yeah, even little hordes of enemies like this, complete threat, if not taken seriously. Let's see, the last video, we noticed a copy of Samus running around with extremely powerful missiles, destroying doors left and right. That will be explained later. I'm trying to get an angle shot on this guy, but my angle's too high. I end up shooting another guy in place of that, so I feel good enough for that. Why they're deciding to emulate Space Pirates, I couldn't tell you. Because I don't think Space Pirates have any real tug or pull in this game. Mother Brain's not present, which I think can be appreciated, because it's kind of boring having the same villain be in the same game, not the same game, the same villain across multiple games. For Mega Man, it's Dr. Wily, or even Sigma. Mario, it's Bowser, but you can't really blame Mario for pulling that one. I'm making sure I don't get stuck in the water with those things, because mobility isn't exactly great. And there we are, we finally get to the boss door. I believe... Oh, I thought that was a recharge room. It doesn't look like it. So I decided to play the ladder game. I'm supposed to get 3 missiles in this guy's eye, but I don't think he's having it. That's 2. And 3. And 4. Yeah, he doesn't want me around. Certainly got on speedrun this game. He happily obliges after those 4, and I wave goodbye to him. See if I can't sequence break even though the doors are locked. I believe this is our first and only Chozo for the whole game. That 1 health of damage, it hurts. So shoutouts to the Chozo, even though they don't really do anything in this game. So this is the other variant of Korax we'll find in this game. The first one being that they just need missiles to destroy them. Now, if they hold a beam upgrade, you'll need to shoot a missile right in the eye there, like I did. And then if you don't jump out of the way quick enough, it'll fire said beam at you. So it's firing shots like that. But now we have the charge beam. With that, our power beam looks a little bit wider. We can charge it, obviously. And then we can do, if we charge up entirely, we can hold on to the... If we spin jump with the charge beam, we'll have a pseudo screw attack. Basically, your charge shot will make you invulnerable. And the coolest thing we can do with the charge beam is this. Instead of going through that whole maze on the left there, we can just clip the cannon in there and kill this guy. So all the stabilizers are online. The breeding grounds are no longer breeding grounds for X. And now we've learned the meaning of that door. I'm trying to see if I can't wall jump. What an odd place to work, I think. So much metal. So many random pipes. I wonder if everyone in the Galactic Federation jumped as high as Samus did. And by the nature of this... Oh yeah, now we're showing off how the charge beam works. How previously the computer said that the regular beam wouldn't be powerful enough. Charge beam clearly is stronger than missiles at this point. And though it takes a bit to recharge there. Not nearly as spammable in N0 mission. But yeah, I'm having all sorts of fun spamming this. And I'm still unable to kill that thing before it gets that huge. But at the end of the day, I'm at full health anyway. Zombies never had a chance. Don't even need to do the recharge station nor the save station. Though I did learn my lesson last time, I will be saving every time I enter a sector for a mission, just so that if I do die, I don't lose an insane amount of progress. So it turns out, because the breeding grounds were used, other places have been invaded with X. And it's sort of like a wild goose chase to sort of get to the bottom of it. So there's X activity there, so they send Samus. Makes me think about the story a little bit. Why not send a seasoned, non-Samus person to do this sort of job? Because, I mean, I understand later on there's a copy of Samus running around. But if Samus is really weak, just straight out of surgery, they're sending her on a mission this dangerous. They couldn't have anyone else do it. Shoot, this could have been the main game for Anthony Higgs, for anyone who played Other M. I bet Anthony Higgs wasn't even thought of at that point. Someone should do a ROM hack in Metroid Fusion where he plays Anthony Higgs. It's good to note that this game, you can call it hand-holding if you want to, but you will never be at a point where you are lost. The game will give you basic maps, even in your, I'll just shut for this part. Samus, it's an X mimicking you. I've named it the SAS. Boom. Spooky. We get to learn the identity. Now it's available to everyone. Everyone knows the SAX now. Used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. And so now we understand it is the SAX, or the infected suit parts that were taken out of surgery. Instead of being incinerated, they sent to the labs to be researched. Considering the severity of the whole thing, why would you send it? I don't know, there should have been a better way to handle that. So, because we are part Metroid, hence the name Metroid Fusion, we're weak to the ice beam. So, stay away, he says. Just run. So, in order to help run away, we'll give you some really weak bombs, in case the SAX traps you. Terrible, terrible foreshadowing, but at least the game makes sense. Security protocols, you have to find the way to unlock the doors, and call it good. My objective is very clear. But basically, there is no way to get lost in this game. I suppose it's not a bad thing, but I'm following my safety save here. But you can always go to the navigation room to get told what to do again. You can open up the start menu and push A to figure out what your objective is, and on the map there's always a point where you're being told to go. Real easy. But what they throw in between checkpoints here is what the Metroid game's about, I guess. It's a very neat game. It's just, I think Metroid fans at this point have been, I mean, considering Super Metroid fans and Prime fans, it's how getting involved in the environment is, or getting immersed in the environment and not really having a good sense of direction is defined as the Metroid experience, I would think. Metroid Fusion sort of forgoes all that and has interesting creatures alongside, I wouldn't really call it a gripping story, but what I think would be not the best story of Metroid, but the storytelling parts, like, it's good. It's done mostly through Adam there, but it definitely beats the whole "you have an evil side chasing you" cliche that's been in every freaking game at this point in time. You just have a mere copy of you that has your best abilities. So I think for that, Metroid Fusion should get at least a pat on the back. I'm not sure how exactly you would tell this exact story or have these events happen without some sort of dialogue going on. So my question is, how do you make Metroid Fusion more like a traditional Metroid game and less hand-holding, less navigation, less more exploration sort of deal there? That's the question that I think a few ROM hackers are trying to answer right now. I'm not sure. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong, but the guy who made Super Zero Mission, the hack for Super Metroid I keep talking about, I'm pretty sure there's another guy working on a Super Metroid version of Metroid Fusion. I'm not sure if it's called Super Fusion or anything like that. I'll have to check up on that, or maybe you can check it out. Not sure if it's still being made or not, but I wonder what you could take from Metroid Fusion, aside from the terrible wall jumping, and throw into Super and make a complete game out of. So, here we go and just download some bombs. You can't download a pizza, but you can download bombs. I'm really curious about the technology here. But the questions only arise. The game has you in suspense mode as the SAX decides to destroy something. Destroy something. I forgot what, though. And I'm showing off how you can't really do much bomb jumping either. The game really limits the player. If you're coming fresh off of Super Metroid onto this, I mean, you're probably going to be disappointed. It's like, oh man, they nerfed just about everything. So in case the SAX traps you, you'll be able to find a way out. Like, the entire place is built out of bomb-breakable material. Love that graphic there. Half broken door, half not. Gotta love that scroll. Some serious Deus Ex Machina, or for lack of a better term, ass pull. And I think those bugs do a lot of damage to me, so I'm not gonna joke around with them. I'm just gonna blow them up on sight. So from here we get to see the applications of bombs. I think this is the only place where we actually, where bomb jumping is required. And those bugs there definitely would kill me. Though they do look like woolly bear caterpillars, and I like those things a lot. They turn into pretty moths. So just indulging on being able to spam missiles here and there. Again, post the whole delayed detonation thing on bombs, this could have all been taken care of if they just had it detonate instantly and not give you a jump. But I think it's more iconic that bomb jumping is a thing. It's sort of like the Various suit being the Various suit rather than barrier suit. They didn't really fix it. And so we get to see how this place is tropical. Though, I don't understand what sort of research would be done here. This is more Samus level-ish area. Because unless the researchers have bombs, they're not going in that bottom floor there. I'm very afraid of that grasshopper because I don't know what sort of damage it could do to me with its jet feet. Its thorns will get you. Yeah, everything in this game is built to kill me now that I'm doing 1%. I'm not taking any chances. And how is that palm tree even growing without any light? It goes from tropics to not tropics. I don't get that. And then this game teaches, or like this room here teaches Metroid players what it means to be stuck. It's like just drop bombs everywhere when you get stuck. I think that gets applied somewhere else in the run as well, but that's the only place where it's truly rewarded, bombing in random areas. At this point I'm looking for a save station, because I'm pretty sure I'm close to a bigger event, like a boss coming up. Yeah, a lot of my time is spent killing just about everything I see. But I'm on the move for a save station, because I don't want to die and have to redo everything. And that's a water area, I don't want to be there. Water doesn't hurt, but certainly not where I'm going. An open door, how suspicious. And then just random areas that aren't tropical or have any growth on them. This is a place where an ice beam would be useful, but apparently ice beam isn't compatible with this suit for a vulnerability. We'll never have ice beam again, the computer said later on. Or earlier, yeah, earlier. Pretty sure it was that navigation room. So I find my beloved save room. Such a nice little ring there for saving. It's almost rewarding having a safety save just to hear that nice ring. That ring might be my ringtone, if I can get my phone to work anyway. So we're doing some mild exploring, there's not too much we can do. And this blue caterpillar tanks hits. I'm pretty sure it's one of those things that will kill me if I hit it. I'm not trying to experiment there. What an interesting tropical area. Blue ground, and then I remember where exactly I need to go after seeing that door. Man, what a pain to upkeep this place. So, I'm just looking around, making sure there's nowhere else I could possibly go. One of those interesting, oh, those are power bomb blocks. But I understand what my next upgrade's going to be, so I charge faithfully in that direction. Now this room seems really suspicious to me, like I think I could bomb here and go in the bottom floor, and it turns out the bottom floor is just another room, but it's those kinds of rooms that I think are really suspicious. And here we have an opportunity to end a perfectly good 1% run. Not sure where the ground was at this point that I need to blow up, but clearly it's far away. And now that we have the charge beam, we don't have to play the 3 missiles game with this guy anymore, just sort of get up in his face and just let him have it there. And I like how the game has to trap you. Like the door's already gray, you're not getting out. So the high pillars are sort of silly. So we have a little jumping boss. Shoot missiles up its mouth there. Interesting little hairs there. Almost reminds me of like Splatoon, if any of you played that. Like squid tentacles, I don't know. Samus waits, she will dance. And so the charge beam is supposed to be more powerful than missiles, but I'm trying to see if bombs work here. I'm running low on missiles here. There we are, once you get it down to its last level there, every jump it'll do, it'll leave itself vulnerable. Just wondering how many shots this guy will take. That's a lot of missiles to take to your main eyeball. Yes, after every boss you will have a core X chase after you. It's not a beam X, because it takes hits from missiles. And the boss jumped around a lot, so I'm wondering what exactly this upgrade will be. And this game combines high jump and jump ball, so from here on out that morph ball maze is sort of redundant, because we can just jump through it now. I think having high jump and jump ball introduced this early is sort of a waste. It's just pointless. And here I figure out a small glitch things. Like I'm trying to aim towards the other side of the room, but I can't. But I can charge up a shot and like shoot above that thing. And I swear I could have done it earlier, or I have done it earlier. So I'm having fun with that. I remember later on that it's from hanging on the sideways ladders, but that's sort of an interesting glitch there. Not glitch, but I don't know. Your cannon's there, so I just don't see why Samus couldn't just aim it a little bit more. Like, shoot. Zero mission, you can't do that at all. So I'm looking at every ledge and seeing what's possible, what's not. And I don't remember those ladders until later, so you'll have to forgive all my wall-clinging antics here as I discover a very odd limit in Metroid Fusion. Zero mission came out after Fusion, so this stuff isn't there anymore. Apparently she had stronger fingertips in the game, in Metroid Fusion. Or no, Zero mission. Power grip. Yeah, power grip. So at this point, all the caterpillars are frozen. Maybe they're hibernating. And here's one way to go about this room. I think. Oh wait, no. I decided to save because I'm a smart kid. But something clearly has changed about. And the Metroid Fusion also neat level design is that after you defeat certain bosses or do certain things, the environment will change. And that's something I would like to see incorporated into not necessarily a non-linear Metroid game, but a not so hand-holding Metroid game. Self-discovery. Again, like Super Metroid. So here's your first encounter of the SAX. Remember how I said just run? Well, this is what happens if you don't just run and decide to test your mettle against the SAX here. Turns out it's not very the AI isn't that intelligent, but at the same time it doesn't take very much to take you down. Yeah, your missiles are ineffective. The only other thing I can imagine trying is bombs, but I already know that's not going to work. But yeah, the AI is kind of wonky here. I mean, believe me, the SAX is strong. It'll kill you. But yeah, all I had to do is angle up. Freaking savage. Ice beam into super missile. Samus was shattered. Like there's no exploding on that suit. You're dust. You rocks at that point. So I just wanted to show you what would have happened if you didn't learn the rules really quick. And it's actually very impossible to escape that room with the SX following you. But I'll link that video towards the end there, because the only way you can do it is like tool-assisted speedrunning, or tool-assisted. Here's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to marvel at its glory and gain suspense as does all your powerful abilities from Super Metroid. Basically, after fires that shot your home for you. The SAX encounters are heavily scripted, which I think may be a downfall of this game. But that's another thing that Fusion brings in that others don't, is it like sort of a nemesis. For any of you who've played Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, it's sort of like that. Except, I think Nemesis is actually more threatening than the SAX by far, because Nemesis can run faster than you. Well, then again, SAX, I don't know. It's easier to to AI lock SAX and is to AI lock Nemesis. If any of you haven't played Resident Evil 3, go and play it right now. I'll still be playing this. I'll be right here. Just go play Resident Evil 3. It's aged old. It's aged kind of like milk, but it's still a good game. With the tank controls and stuff. We can see the environment steadily changing. I think the only instance where that happens in Super Metroid is, let's see, Criteria when you first land down from your spaceship, and then afterwards, like, it stops being it stops raining. That's about it. I'm enjoying being a ball. That's discrimination, not recharging me while I'm just a ball. And I know I have to go to a different sector, so I'm skipping that safety save. And now we learn, Samus, we've got trouble. Releasing the security lock may have been a bad idea. The SAX invaded Sector 4 with several thousand decks. With the blue hatches active, the SAX slipped in easily. Multiple irregularities are happening, and we did it. Now head for Sector 4. And you think they'd learn after unlocking the first door that, hey, maybe we shouldn't unlock anymore, maybe we should, you know, send some support rather than just Samus here. HQ is, like, non-existent. Like, Headquarters has done this. Why can't Headquarters talk to Samus directly? Why does Samus have to talk to Headquarters through this? I mean, it's her life online, no one else's. They would send, like, a freaking troop to do this stuff. So, we're reminded that we're indeed on a spaceship, and because we're in the Sector 4 Aqua, everything must be blue. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. They couldn't, like, put, like, a community pool there or nothing. And so we are briefed for our next mission. This is a bigger area. Taking more damage than expected. The SAX is intelligent. Psych. Alright, there's a beast in here called Ceres. It looks like Gyarados. It can move at ultra-high speeds. Other environmental things here are that some cables are cut and they're electrifying the water. So that's another thing to watch out for, is getting in the water while you're here. But we'll save that for next episode. So, next episode of the Let's Play of Metroid Fusion, we will take on the Aqua Sector, and perhaps Ceres, if we're lucky. Until then, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.